back to our live show. For a fifth year, Boomer Magazine, in conjunction with CBS6, is honoring area boomers and shakers, people here in our community who are doing outstanding and amazing things. These honorees were chosen from nominations submitted by readers and a panel from the magazine and CBS6. Laurie Phillips is co-founder of the Tech for Troops project, which provides computers to veterans. The project recently received a national grant from Newman's own Fisher House. We welcome Laurie Phillips here to Virginia this morning. I'm giving you the name of the Fisher House group here. Congratulations on your Boomers and Shakers honor.
Thank you.
Tech for Troops project. This is one of those things that kind of came out of a need, a necessity. Tell us the story of how this came about.
Sure. Well, my son was a junior in business school at VCU, and one of his best friends from high school had enlisted right out of high school and had done several tours in Afghanistan, came back, and his military experience didn't translate to a civilian job. And he was having a tough time. He was, sleeping on my son's sofa. He was looking for a job, but just, the self-esteem starts going downhill when you have a hard time finding a job. And Chris turned to me one day, my son, and said, "Mom, what can we do to help?" And literally, I was sitting on the steps and looked at him and said, it could really help if he had a computer. Why don't we see if we can find some used computers and fix them up and donate them? And that very quickly spread into a much bigger endeavor than we had ever anticipated.
So how does the Tech for Troops project work?
What we do is we collect people's used computers. We collect both large corporate donations as well as individual computers. And we refurbish them, clean them up. We wipe the data off the drives and reinstall Windows, and then we find veterans in need, and usually veterans organizations that have served a number of veterans, whether it's in a training capacity, counseling, a homeless shelter. At the Veterans Administration down at McGuire Hospital, we provide computers to a number of departments there, and we give them the computers for free.
And they probably kind of hesitate and go, "You're going to give me this for free?"
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, you say you wipe them clean, and that's where your particular expertise comes in, because
Right.
a lot of people, I'm sure, are saying, I'm really wary of giving a computer that has my personal information on it, because things that you delete aren't necessarily gone.
Right.
But tell us about your expertise. Your background allows you to get rid of all that information.
Yeah. Years ago, I was with a Big Five consulting firm, and started a group there that did data forensics. And what we did was we went back and found information on people's computers that they thought they had gotten rid of, that they really hadn't. So I knew that side of it. I also knew what they could do to make sure that we couldn't find that data. So I was able to apply that so that when people gave us their drives, I was able to do those tricks to make sure that the data was completely gone.
And that's an amazing thing, to make sure that it's completely gone with technology. What's been the response from the veterans who've been the recipients of one of these computers?
The response from the veterans has really been like, fuel for our fire. It's been incredible. They have, everything from breaking into tears to getting great jobs and coming back to us and standing up in public forums and saying, "I got a computer from you, and that's why I have the job I have today."
And what's this meant for you? This is something that you started with your son, and once he graduated, he's kind of stepped away into the real world, but it's kind of given you a mission.
It has, and it's something that I really hadn't anticipated, but I've worked in computers and IT project management for so many years that they're familiar to me. And I've always been the go-to person for, friends and family when they have a problem with their computer. They come to me and realize that I have that skill. I know what to do on the data side, because that really is huge. People are very afraid even to give their computer to another family member if it has their information on it. And that keeps a lot of computers in closets, in attics. The EPA has a statistic that says for every one computer in use, there are two that are being unused, that are old, that are sitting somewhere, and particularly true in big corporations where They've replaced their computers. They've got the old ones sitting there. They don't know what to do with them, and they don't want to pay what recyclers charge to have someone come pick up those computers, take them away, destroy the data for them. We do it for free. And even that is something that's difficult to convince companies that, hey, we will do this for you. We've started asking for a donation to cover our expenses to go pick up their computers, because we rent a truck, we pay people to come help us do the heavy lifting, mostly Marines. And but it's we'll save them $150,000 a year.
It's amazing, and you're hoping to continue to grow this project.
Right. We get requests every day from around the country. I got 3 yesterday, and they're veterans in need. They're organizations that help veterans that have people that really do need a computer. And what we've had to do so far is say we really only serve Central Virginia, and I hate saying no. Sometimes it's just a little bit of hope that you need to give to a veteran to keep them going. And so what we've decided to do is we put together a very ambitious plan for the next 3 years to expand on a broad scale, and we're hoping we can make that happen.
Well, if folks would like to donate a computer, or if they'd like to step up with a corporate donation, we'll put them in touch with you. Laurie Phillips, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Tech for Troops Project and a Boomer and Shaker honoree. You can pick up the current copy of Boomer Magazine that features this year's Boomers and Shakers. It's absolutely free at dozens of outlets all around the metro area. And we'll introduce you to another one of this year's honorees coming up tomorrow, live here on Virginia This Morning.